Were you expecting Blake Corum to stay in Ann Arbor, and were you surprised by this report today of how close it was for him to go to the NFL?
I was a little bit surprised that he decided to come back, just because the shelf life for running backs, especially guys that are coming off knee injuries, I mean, it's your window to really be in the prime of your career just isn't as long as other positions. So, Corum himself said that, he was kind of leaning towards going to the NFL. All of the feedback that he was getting said he should go, but, when you realize that he tore his meniscus, he had a 6-month recovery timetable. He wasn't going to be able to work out for teams. He wasn't going to be able to work out at the combine. And he wasn't confident enough that teams are just going to draft him based on his film. So he wanted to get healthy. He wanted to come back and put, a comeback season on film. And, from that perspective, I mean, when you hear him explain it, it's not that surprising. But, anytime you get a guy back that, let's be honest, if he had stayed healthy, he's probably a Heisman Trophy candidate. I don't know that he wins it, but he's probably in that ceremony in New York in December. So to get a guy like that back and, kind of run it back with this backfield tandem of he and Donovan Edwards, and I do think those guys can play on the field at the same time. Again, you talk about how this offense can evolve. It's keeping those two guys healthy and also, taking a little bit off of Corum's plate, maybe putting a little bit more on Donovan Edwards' plate, but this is the best backfield duo in the country, and I really don't even think it's all that close right now.
Yup, and PFF, they just came out with the list. Corum was number 1, Edwards was number 9. Are you expecting Edwards to play more as a slot receiver coming into this year and less as a full-time 3-down running back?
I think that they're going to put him everywhere. I think he's going to take reps out of the backfield. I think he's probably going to line up in the slot. Now, they won't admit this at all, but, you look at a guy like Deebo Samuel in the NFL who, he's able to take those reps out of the backfield. He's one of the better receivers in the league. He runs like a running back. And, Edwards coming out of West Bluefield High School was basically a slot receiver that you had to teach to play running back. And there are things he still needs to learn there to unlock that. You want to see him carry to carry be a little more consistent, though you'll take the big plays that he has given Michigan. But, yeah, I think that guy, when you talk about Michigan's most dangerous offensive weapon, that's him. As good as Blake Corum is and as good as some of their wide receivers are, I think that a healthy Donovan Edwards, I think probably has a chance to be drafted a little bit higher than Blake Corum. And if he's fully unleashed, he might have a better shot of getting to New York this year than Blake Corum. It's an embarrassment of riches there for them.